Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Derek Martinez. Police in Nanticoke are conducting a death investigation after a woman's body was discovered in the front yard of a home Tuesday morning. Police were seen in the 200 block of East Ridge Street in Nanticoke for a body discovered around 8 a.m. Details on the young woman's death are still unknown at this time. Stay tuned on WYLN for more details on this developing story. An active police investigation is also taking place in Hazleton. Crews were seen at West 4th and North James Streets in Hazleton for an active investigation. No injuries have been reported. However, the cause for the investigation is unknown at this time. Stay tuned on WYLN for updates on this developing story. A teen from Scranton involved in an attempted shooting will now face up to 6 years in prison. 16-year-old Shahir Dickerson pleaded guilty to aggravated assault charges back in June. According to police, Dickerson was taken into custody in January after he was discovered carrying a fully loaded .22 caliber rifle in front of the Scranton High School. Dickerson plotted to shoot a rival gang member before he was picked up outside of the school. Police say Dickerson's actions resulted in a large police presence and caused the school to go into lockdown. No injuries were reported from the incident. Coming up on WYLN News, a man is arrested following a hit and run in Plains Township. Plus, the Senior Expo returns to the Laurel Mall. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
WYLN News brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network Express Care. Now open on the Airport Beltway in Hazel Township. Walk-in care 365 days a year for common illness and minor injuries.
My name is Eddie and tomorrow we're going to be rainy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. It's high school football time on WYLN TV 35. Check out the game of the week and join Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, and the entire WYLN sports team as they bring live high school football to you. Watch over the air in Hazleton at 35.1, Berwick at 47.1, or Williamsport at 9.1, or Service Electric Cable, Channel 7 or 507, or online. The game of the week is brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine.
Welcome back to WYLN News. A man involved in a Plains Township hit-and-run has been taken into custody. According to a search warrant, officers were called to the 500 block of North Main Street on Friday, September 13th, around 11 p.m., for reports of a crash involving a truck and a motorcycle. Police soon learned that the crash was intentional and the truck had fled the scene. When officers arrived at the scene, they saw a man lying in the roadway, later identified as 47-year-old Mark Zavideba, being treated for injuries. Zavideba was taken to a local hospital where he was pronounced dead due to the injuries he sustained. Witnesses to the crash told authorities they saw a man intentionally run over the victim with the truck that he was driving, as stated in the search warrant. Police said that a white 2007 Chevrolet Silverado pickup truck could be identified from surveillance footage. Around 1 a.m., Wilkes-Barre City Police found a pickup truck that matched the description of the suspect's vehicle in the area of West Academy and Pickering Street. Police identified 56-year-old Louis Weibrecht as the suspect in the hit-and-run. Weibrecht surrendered to police on Saturday in connection with a previous case involving protection from abuse. He is expected to be charged with homicide. The investigation is still ongoing. Stay tuned on WYLN for more details on this developing story. PA State Representative Dane Watrow and Senator Dave Argel will be hosting a senior expo at the Laurel Mall on Thursday, September 19th. The event will run from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and admission is free. During the event, participants will have the opportunity to learn about a wide variety of benefits and services available to senior citizens in Pennsylvania. Glucose testing and blood work will also be available beginning at 9 a.m. Seniors wishing to participate in the testing should refrain from eating after midnight prior to the event. The Hazleton Dropped Drugs van will also be on site to safely dispose of unwanted or expired medications. For additional information regarding the event, you can call Representative Watrow's office at 570-453-1344. The Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts is hosting an upcoming benefit concert on Friday, September 27th at 7 p.m. Rock in the Theater features Rock Royalty, a major tribute band playing hits from the 60s through the 80s, featuring songs by Fleetwood Mac, the Eagles, and many more. The concert aims to bring awareness to PTPA and the variety of programs they offer. Tickets can be purchased for $20 at ptpashows.org. Coming up on McAdoo's News Choice, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Kingston, Part 2. Plus, we learn about the State Police Canine Program on Trooper Talk Tuesday. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
F&L Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier for over 50 years, providing quality products and services to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry garage doors from leading manufacturers in the industry like Rainer. They guarantee parts and service for your home or business, from new construction to replacement doors, inspections, and service calls. F&L Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR or visit F&L Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township or Schuylkill Haven.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the WYLN News Midday Update, posted daily between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Health Network. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book? One that understands the process and upholds Christian values in its business practices?
Introducing Covenant Books, an author-friendly publisher who shares your beliefs and wants to publish your story. Call us today to get a free author packet to help get you started.
We realize your book is unique, personal, and written with a higher purpose. That's the content we're looking for.
We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process with professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the industry.
Covenant distributes and sells your book online and in bookstores everywhere. We convert your book in ebook format and sell it on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and to these distributors. Our authors love us.
So if you've written a biography, a devotional, a memoir, self-help, or any genre, we can help. Be like these authors and get your book published and sold today.
Call right now for your free writer's guide.
1-800-215-3680.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, it's going to be a great show. Linda Gordon was told she needs back surgery by multiple doctors. She came here and through gentle chiropractic care, and it took 2 months. The disc healed, her surgery was canceled. It's going to be a great show, so tune in for it.
A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
The railroad boom beginning to sweep the nation reached Kingston about the same time as the town's incorporation. The first iron rails to reach the new community were those of the Lackawanna and Bloomsburg Railroad, with its first train reaching Kingston on June 24, 1856. It would run Scranton 3 times a day. Eventually, the line would become part of the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western Railroad. The railroad's completion emphasized the need for transportation between Kingston and the closer Wilkes-Barre. To meet this need, the Wilkes-Barre and Kingston Passenger Railway, the first local public transportation utility, was established. It would operate through 1949. Like elsewhere in the Wyoming Valley, coal mining was big in the Kingston area. The most prominent coal breaker in the Kingston proper would be the Pettibone Breaker, which opened for operation in 1889. It was named for Noah Pettibone, on whose land it was built, and was in through service through 1932. Another breaker nearby was the Woodward Breaker in adjacent Edwardsville, which began crushing coal in 1888. It also was named for the original owner of the land, Stanley Woodward. The original Woodward Breaker was replaced with a more modern one in 1916. The second Woodward Breaker was torn down in 1963. Kingston would become the symbolic center of Pennsylvania beginning in 1879, when a community native reached the state's highest office. Henry Martin Hoyt Sr. was born in the then Kingston Corners in 1830, and was an early graduate of Wyoming Seminary. He returned to the school to teach mathematics after graduating college. When the Civil War broke out, Hoyt enlisted, and eventually became colonel of the 52nd Pennsylvania Infantry. He led his command in action during the Peninsula Campaign before the conflict brought him to Charleston, South Carolina, where he took part in the siege of Morris Island. Hoyt would lead his troops on a daring nighttime raid on the island's Fort Johnson, sneaking up on the garrison in boats. While he would initially capture the fort, a lack of reinforcements led to the Confederate forces retaking it, and Hoyt was captured. He was taken to a prisoner of war camp in Macon, then transferred back to Charleston, where he would escape, be recaptured, and eventually exchanged. He rejoined his command afterwards and ended the war a brigadier general. After the conflict ended, Hoyt returned to practicing law. He rose in prominence in the Republican Party, serving as its state chairman for 2 years from 1875 to 1876. In 1878, Hoyt would defeat Democratic State Senator Andrew Dill to become Pennsylvania's 18th governor, the third straight former Civil War general after John Geary and John Hartranft to hold the position. Hoyt's tenure began with several administrative scandals, including state assembly members found guilty of illegal solicitation for a bill compensating the Pennsylvania Railroad for damages in 1877 riots, and Secretary of State Matthew Quay found to have speculated with state funds. Hoyt would still accomplish much in office, however, as under him, the state's debt was reduced by more than $1 million, a state medical board was established, and prison reforms for solitary confinements initiated. After leaving office, Hoyt returned to law practice and wrote a pair of books in his spare time. He died in 1892 and rests today in 40 Fort Cemetery. His son, Henry Hoyt Jr., would serve as the United States Solicitor General under Theodore Roosevelt from 1903 to 1909. Another member of the Hoyt family would make a direct long-term contribution to Kingston itself. All the way back in 1810, Governor Hoyt's grandfather, Daniel Hoyt, had invited locals to join a literary group at his family house on Wyoming Avenue. Almost a century later, in 1909, his grandson, Frank Weston Hoyt, who was the elder Henry Hoyt's cousin, donated the family house to Kingston Borough for use as a library. It took some years for it to be fully funded to be operated as such, with public funds and rental income being used to pay for the conversion, but the Hoyt Library opened for readers on January 2, 1928, with Margaret Jackson as the first head librarian. The library was heavily damaged by Hurricane Agnes's floods in 1972, with many books on the first floor lost to the floodwaters. And the 2007 Valentine's Day blizzard caused the roof in the children's wing and an annex built in 1987 to collapse. Yet the library was rebuilt after each of these calamities and continues to serve Kingston and the surrounding area today. For a time, Kingston wasn't the only community in its neighborhood of the Wyoming Valley. On the evening of June 20th, 1887, the community of Dorranston was incorporated out of Kingston Township by a grand jury. Originally consisting of a mere 40 residents of mostly rural land, the new town's boundaries stretched from the southeast side of Kingston Borough of the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western Railroad to the Susquehanna, and from the boundary of Plymouth to that of 40 Fort. The name came from the prominent Dorrance family, who had been of position of power in the Wyoming Valley for over a century. The newly elected town council will handle such matters as land surveys and bridge and road repairs. Dorranston High School would open in 1911 at the corner of Rudder Avenue and Dorrance Street. By the beginning of the 1920s, however, Dorranston was deeply in debt, and town council decided the best option was either to merge with Kingston or with Wilkes-Barre. After both parties in the debate made their cases, Dorranston's residents voted by a tally of 1,031 to 939 to join with Kingston. The last class of Dorranston High School of 27 seniors graduate in 1922, with the underclassmen behind them joining Kingston High School the following year. As it was, in 1926, Wilkes-Barre then made a pitch to annex Kingston, but the latter's voters turned down the proposal.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Contact Pete Kasalika for a home and auto quote today.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another segment of Trooper Talk Tuesday. I'm Trooper Anthony Petrosky, Trooper and Public Information Officer. Today we're talking about the State Police K-9 program. People always want to see the K-9s. Unfortunately, I don't have one with me here today. I'm not a K-9 handler, but we'll talk about them. So we have different types of K-9s. We have K-9s that will find people. They'll be able to track them whether they're alive or deceased. We have K-9s that will find drugs. We have K-9s that will find explosives, pistols, guns, bullets, bombs, all that types of things. So these K-9s, it's a program. You have to apply for this position, and if you get it, then you are paired up with one of the K-9s, and the trooper in the K-9 will then go through a 12-week training program. After that, if they complete the program, they complete their probationary period, they will be partnered up. The K-9 will go home with the trooper every single day. They are on call 24/7. They have their own vehicles that's equipped with air conditioning and heating units specifically for the K-9. And this way, if in case they get called out, they could deploy from anywhere that they are. They get called out all throughout the state to different details. They're excellent. We do not have any bite dogs in the Pennsylvania State Police. None of our dogs are mean. Most of them are extremely friendly. They are trained to do a specific job. They're wonderful at it. And on top of that, they do a lot of community events where they'll come out and people get to meet them. And all these K-9s want to do is play. But when the trooper gives them the command, it's time to work, and they're all business. And I can tell you this from seeing it firsthand. These K-9s are excellent. They listen better than most people, and they do their job extremely, extremely thorough, and they're wonderful to have on our team. So if you ever see one of our state police K-9s, talk to the trooper, ask to see the dog. It'll definitely be worth it. Hope you enjoyed today's segment. We'll catch you here again on Trooper Talk Tuesday.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.